Oh, yeah. So people that don't understand, okay, the reason I get so frustrated when people are like, oh my God, 5G is coming. They're going to take my guns. They're zapping my balls. Well, everyone was crying. This is what my year looked like. Okay. This is what I built that chicken coop badly. And as you can see, I'm framing the, the, uh, the fence. Okay. So me and my son built and it was cold. And that's what it looks like now. We're just building the future. Just build, build, build. And so when everybody is like, the world is ending, it's like, I'll show you some more stuff. Okay, so, there was no fence there, by the way. This is just a work in progress. As you can see, the raised garden beds are there. Now you can see me and Wally, working on filling it with dirt. And this is today. So again, we'll go through this again. It was barren. And by the way, that fence wasn't even there. This is an after picture already of me working on the fence. For those of you that know what Ursa Mana looks like now, there's now a giant iron gate and everything. We all did it by hand. Just build. Well, people are like, in this era, it was Ocasio-Cortez who was going to ruin the world. Or was it, who was going to ruin the world while this was happening? It's like, oh my God, Russia collusion. Just build. So we just shovel shit, literal shit, for hours and hours, days and days, weeks and weeks. And now we have a self-sustaining, full-blown farm. But we fully are sustainable from our land. And so when I keep telling people, now everybody's like, the red flag laws, they're going to come and take my shit. I can't get out of bed. It's like, while you're doing that, other people are building. And then when this newest problem goes away, which it always does, it's like you are just missing your time. Your time is ticking. A lot of work, guys. That's nothing. I'm not even showing you the duck area that I dug a pond with a shovel, or the alpaca barn, or the goat barn, or like this was all woods. This wasn't even manicured at all. Like everything behind me, there was no fruit trees here. There was nothing. And this is in under a year. In under a year, we did all that. So it's like, that's the reason I get frustrated with people with that stuff is because I have a right to. I don't see how the real threat to our civilization isn't what you're watching on CNN. It's you. It's the fact that you are watching CNN and not building. I was thinking about the God of the Canaanites, like what makes a group of people so wacky? And it's these desert people. What's the biggest threat to desert? It's thirst, drought. So they started praying to the God of water, which is like Baal and El. And like they become tyrannical and they were sacrificing their own children to make it rain. Just that thirst that comes from a lack of preparedness. Like, that's the difference between logos and thirst. Logos is like if you wake up every morning and you think, okay, I have a job to do. You don't get thirsty. When you look at Cain and Abel and you look at the sacrifices for God and you look at like who prepared, who tried, who actually sacrificed, who was just half-assing it, you understand that you'll end up with two groups of people. One group of people is just fine, and the other group of people is a mess all the time, and they bring chaos everywhere they go. And I don't mean to sound like I'm yelling at you guys. It's like I'm very happy. I'm rejoicing in the year. And I know a lot of you guys work your ass off too, and I don't have to tell you any of this stuff, but the amount of complaining, and people are like, well, I don't have enough land. All of this was accomplished in under 2 acres. I have more than 2 acres. But the amount of, I figured it out, the amount of land I use for food production, both animal and crop, is 2 total acres. I can feed a family of 4 dogs. It's like, and a lot of our neighbors can eat with us. Again, so that's how it started, just a caving in. We put together that little kid's toy house. That's now the duck house. And then me and Wally went to work. and went to work, and now it's that. Okay. You can see, like, I built those raised bed garden beds, as you can see, and all the fence, and then shoveling and filling. Do you understand how much it takes? The farmers in here will know, or the homesteaders will know, how much dirt is required to fill that many raised garden beds is unbelievable. Like, you can't, it's tough to put it into words. The amount of, like, hundreds and hundreds of wheelbarrows full. And then 30,000 pounds of stone. And, you know, like, this is how my land looked when I got it. There's no fence, no gate, no crops, nothing. And that's after I'd cut the lawn a lot. That's after I'd taken down all the ferns and the weeds and everything. That's after a lot of work on it. I'll show you today. This is my family today. As we enjoyed some blackberries. Blackberries for everybody. It's like you can make your own thing. I just don't get it. It's like everybody's waiting to have the government help them, and then they complain about the government nonstop. When it's just like, sounds like bobcat work. I did it all with a shovel. Every single post I did with a fence, I used a manual post hole digger. Part of it is my own penance. Like, I accept my manual labor every day because it's part of my penance. It's part of burning off the spiritual dead wood of my first 35 years of life. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of easier ways to do it. I could have gotten one of those mechanized diggers that just went, no, I did it until my hands bleed because that's my rosary, you know? And it's beautiful. It's my prayer. It's like sometimes, like, manual labor, toiling in the field is your prayer. And it's like, what comes from it is unimaginable bounty. Like, it's unimaginable what comes from your prayer. And your prayer, you can pray with your physical body and not utter one word. You know, like, this is pure happiness. Like, every board behind them, every screw, every post, every pound of cement was over months and months and months of just me in my own head praying with my sweat. And it's like, so when I flip out on people sometimes where it's like stop bitching. Do something. It's just like unreal. Yeah, they're coming to get us. When I hear someone say they're coming to get us, or when I hear someone say, why won't you address blah, 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 all I hear is someone saying, I haven't worked today. I haven't worked. I have too much energy in my mind. I haven't properly prayed. I haven't properly knelt for God. You know? And a lot of people are repelled by the God talk and the Jesus Christ talk because of their churchianity as they grew up, myself included. I used to feel very uncomfortable even saying Jesus Christ because of the bitter hypocrites I knew running churches that were absolutely not Christian, looking back. Get past that. That's child talk. You know, life is revealing itself as a fight between good and evil at this point. And if you don't see it, and if you don't realize that there is a source of good and a source of the lie, you can call it what you want, but it's God the Father of Christ. And that's it.